Welcome back once again to Cloud Genius. In this video, we will be looking at the Model 14 guided lab. That is hybrid storage and data migration. AWS, that is using AWS storage file gateway. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's start the lab. As you can see, I've already done the lab and scored 40/40. So I assure you that by the end of the video, you'll be able to follow along and do exactly like I did. So you can have your marks. Okay. Sorry for my voice. I'm having a cold, so kindly pardon me. Yeah, I've been attacked by some malaria, so I'm having a slight cold, so kindly pardon me. Okay, so to begin with the lab, first you need to start with the lab, and then when the lab is ready, you click on AWS to log you in into the management console. First, let's have an idea of what we are supposed to do. Okay. Sorry. So, what is the tax one saying? So the tax one is asking us to review the architecture. This is the architecture. You can have an extra time and then read about the lab overview and objective, the scenarios to understand exactly what you are meant to do. Even before you start the lab, it helps. It kind of adds some understanding to what you are doing. Okay, so it makes you brainstorm the ideas more and then understand the concept faster. So I highly recommend that, but due to time factor, I am not going to do that in this video. Okay, all right. So I've successfully logged into the management console. I'm going to duplicate this 3 more time. This is the one, this is the second, and then let me add another one. So the review is done. What is the tax 2 asking us to do? The tax 2 is asking us to create a primary and then secondary S3 buckets. Okay, so you can see what we are asked to do. The first one, we need to create it in what? Ohio. That is US is 2. Okay, in Ohio. Okay, so the only thing we are supposed to do is we are enabling version. Okay, aside the bucket name, then we enable version. Okay, so let's start with the creation of the buckets. So the first bucket is supposed to be created in US East, that is US East 2. Okay, so let's go to one of the consoles and then let's change the following, the availability zone or the regions rather. Let's change the region rather. This is not availability zone. Kindly take note. This is a region. Okay, so we can either go to the S3 like this, go to the S3. So create a bucket like this, and then you can see that the region has been selected already. So how do we change it? That's why you need to come here and then US Ohio, US West 2. You change it from that side, and then it's going to permit it to change here. Okay, you can see it has changed here. So let's give the first bucket a name. Sorry, let's give the first bucket a name. I'm going to give it Penti dash 001. So they said we should enable versioning because of the replication. So I'm enabling versioning. That is all. I'm creating the first one. Oh, do I have a problem here? Already exists. So so let me just do it 01. Okay, 01 Penti 01. So let me create that. It's created. Now we need to create another bucket again. Okay, so the first one is created in US is 2. We need to create the other one too in US West 2. Okay. So yes, create a bucket again and then change here to US West 2. West 2 is Oregon, so I'm changing it. And then so let me give it a name, Penti 0 slash hyphen 02. So let me leave it this, just enable versioning, and then it should be good. You can create a bucket. Sorry, why is it not found? Yes, so it's here. Okay, so we are done. According to the lab, we need to enable cross-region replication because don't forget that we've created a bucket in 2 different regions. So we are going to replicate one bucket to the other so that if any files is uploaded in that bucket, it will automatically replicate it to the other bucket. Okay, so which bucket are we going to use as the destination? Select the name of the bucket you created in Ohio. So I think Ohio is going to be the destination. It's right here. You can select it. Okay, and then open it. Open the bucket, and then go to management. So click on management. Scroll down till you see replication rules. Create a replication rule. Okay, so the replication rule is supposed to have this name. So copy this, come back here, give it to that. Okay, so what again? Status should be enabled. So choose rule scope, apply to all objects in the bucket. So go down and then apply to all objects in the bucket. Destination, we are supposed to choose. So we are choosing the bucket in this account. We are supposed to browse it. So click on browse and then come back here, come and look at the bucket that you are supposed to select. Okay. So which one are we supposed to select? That's the Oregon. Okay. So select the Oregon bucket because we are replicating from the 1 to the 2. Okay. So it's selected. Now we need to give it an IAM role. So let's go and look at it. An IAM role is S3 CRR. So S3 CRR, we can see it right here. Let's select that. And then is there any other thing we need to do again? No. So we need to save, and then if we are being replicated existing, we should select no. Okay. Oh, sorry. Confirm. Okay, so it says we should save when we are being prompted if we want to replicate existing bucket. It says no, do not replicate existing bucket. So yes, it's exactly what the lab said, and that's exactly what we are seeing. So the replication rule has been created. So now whenever we upload something in the bucket 1, we will automatically get it in the bucket 2. Okay, so let me open the S3 for you. So let me use here as Ohio. Let me use here as Oregon. So here should be Oregon. Where is it? So yes, it should be Oregon. Let me open the Oregon here. So Ohio should be open here. Yes. Okay, so what are we asked to do again? We are supposed to upload a file. So we can choose any file we want to upload and then upload the file into the US East. So that is Ohio. So let's come here. You can see that we already know that the bucket 1 is what is in the Ohio region. If you don't know, you can go back. You can always go back to the buckets like this. You can always go back. So you check the Ohio and then you open that one. Okay. So you can see the 2 is also open right here. But we are going to upload something in the 1 and see if it will be replicated. Replication means it's just to send a copy to the other bucket. Okay. So I have this let me delete this. and I have these two pictures. So let me just select them and then upload them randomly. You can upload anything, but don't let it be a bigger file. Okay. So let me upload this and then see if it will appear in the other one. So it's uploading, it's uploading, it's uploading. Yes, it's uploaded successfully. Now it's available in the bucket. You can see it. So that is it. So you can see that this is the two file. Okay, JPEG files, and here they are. So let's see here. Within some few minutes, when we refresh, we are supposed to see the files here. So let's refresh. One has come, one has replicated, the other okay. So they've all been replicated. You can see them. If yours hasn't, just refresh the other bucket. You are supposed to see it right there. Okay. All right. So what again are we supposed to do? So we are supposed to create, configure a file gateway and create an NFS file share. Okay. So uh, okay, let's move into another console. Then let's search storage gateway like this. Let's open the storage gateway. So I'm bringing it here because I'll be flipping through between that and this lab. Okay, it's just simple as that. Okay, so they said we should choose create gateway. So yes, we are choosing create gateway. And then what again? So gateway name should be file gateway. Yes, gateway name should be file gateway. Okay, control plus V. I'm pasting that. And then they said we should change the time, the gateway time zone to this. Okay, so just come here. You can see it right here. Okay, Bogota and then Lima. Okay, so the last word that ends with Bogota Lima, you can see it that it's right here. Okay, so gateway type is Amazon S3 file gateway. So let's go, yes, Amazon S3 file gateway, and that is it. And then platform option, we are going to choose Amazon EC2, and then select customize your settings because we are not allowing it to create for us. You can see it right here, customize your settings. Okay. So yes, let's select customize your settings from here and then click on launch instance. So we are clicking on it. It's going to open the instance portal that is EC2. What are we to do? What are we to do according to the lab? Okay, we are supposed to give the instance name as this. Sorry, as I complained already, I have a cold, so you pardon me for that. It's supposed to open an EC2. Yes, so it has opened the EC2. Let it load. So all right. So the instance name is exactly what we copied. So I'm pasting that file gateway appliance. The AMI is already selected. Okay, the AMI is already selected, so no need to select AMI here. It's already selected. And then they said the instance type should be, I think, T2 extra large. So T2 extra large, you can see T2 extra large. It's right here. Okay, T2 extra large. And then the key pair should be voc key. That is what we use to SSH into the signal, into the system. Sorry. Okay. So let's see if we are supposed to. Yes, we are supposed to edit the network settings. So click on edit, and then from the VPC, select the on-prem VPC. So I'm selecting the on-prem VPC. The subnet should also select on-prem subnet. Okay. So you can see that where is it? On-prem. Okay. Sorry, no, not that. Not that. So VPC, yes, subnet is also on-prem. And then auto assign public address should be enabled. So auto assign public address is already enabled. Okay. So yes, security group. Are we supposed select an existing security group, common file, and this one should be gateway. Okay. So an existing group, we are supposed to select first file, which is file gateway access. You can see it right here. And then you select also um also you select the on-prem SSH access, okay, so that we'll be able to SSH into the instance. So where is it? On-prem SSH access. We are also selecting that. Okay. So that is all. We are clicking on show all selected. So you can see the two all is here. File gateway access and then on-prem SSH access is also here. Okay. So let's go there. Let's go down and then there is more I think we need to do. Tip show all selected and then yes, we need to add a volume. Okay, we need to add a volume. So I'm adding a volume of 150 GB. So I'm adding a volume. You can see it here, 150 GB. Okay, so 150, add that, and then from there we can launch the instance. Okay, so we can launch the instance. Yes, so we can click on launch instance, allow the instance to launch. Go there. Let's make sure the health check is 2/2. So we'll wait for it for some time to make sure that the health check is 2/2. Okay, so yes, it's right here. It's pending state. Don't worry, when you see alarm status, this doesn't count. It doesn't really do anything. It's fine. Okay, so it's not running, but we are waiting for the health check to be 2/2 because that's exactly what we want. So let's see. So you choose for instance, yes. Health check status, yes. So we will need to copy the IPv4 address of this very instance that we've provisioned. That is why we need to wait until the health check is 2/2, even though it's right here, but sometimes it's it's auto assigned. So these people you can't trust them like that. So let's wait until the health check is 2/2. Okay. Okay. So that is it. The file gateway is here. You can see it. That's it's now. Um, no, it's not 2/2 yet. So let's wait for some time. Okay. Um, who has provisioned this on-prem? Okay. Okay. I get it now. So let's wait for hours. Okay. So let me just open this. I just need that one. Let me close this and then. Okay. So I'm allowing it to load. I think I have network issues. It's still initializing, so I'm waiting for it to load. Okay. So when it load, we are supposed to go back to the AWS storage gateway, which we were creating. Okay. And then we are supposed to tell it that we've launched the instance. Okay. So we are supposed to acknowledge that yes, we've launched the instance. Okay. And that is why we are supposed to wait until, because if the health check is not passed, it will not be able to install the storage gateway. So the health check is passed now 2/2. So we can go ahead to the gateway file and then acknowledge that yes, I've completed all the steps above and launch EC2 instance. So is there anything I will have to change? No. So next. So yes, IP address, you need the IP address. So go back to your instance. Okay, go back to your instance, the file gateway instance, open it, and then copy the IPv4 of that. So copy it, and then come back to the file gateway and then paste it like this. Okay. Yes, it should be publicly accessible. Enable it that like that. So let me try and put this here since I'm going to flip through the lab and then all that. So yes, I've already done it, and then let's choose next. After you do that, we are choosing next. Okay, so what again? So we are choosing next and review, and then settings screen. We choose activate gateway. So yes, we are clicking on activate gateway. I think there are configurations we need to do. Yes. So let's go through this. Step 4, configure gateway settings, deactivate logins, CloudWatch alarms, no alarm. Okay, let's allow it to load until it's ready. Okay. So it's supposed to load and show up here. So give it some time for it to load. After it's being loaded, it's going to show up here and with the um, storage size and everything. So give it some time, it's going to load and then pop up here. Okay. Before that, um, I think CloudWatch. So you can see it's now pop up with 150 GB and then it's even cached. Okay. So it's cached. So they said CloudWatch log group should be deactivate login. I don't know if you saw that. It's right here. You can see it. Deactivate login. And then CloudWatch alarm should be no alarm. Go down. It should be no alarm. Okay. So after this, we can click on configure. Yes. So it's configured. Okay. It's now configured. So let's give it some time. It's configured. You can see it's now running. Okay. So let's restart and make sure that it's running. Yes, it's in a running state. Okay. So we are supposed to create a file share. Okay. So you can see right here successfully wait for local disk to show. Yes, configure. We've done that. So we are now going to, we should make sure that the status has changed to running. It's yes, it is. Then we are supposed to choose file share and then create a file share. Okay. So come back here. You can see the down here. That's the storage gateway. The down there, there is a file share there. Click there. Click create file share. Then from the file gateway, select the one that you just created. Okay, that's what is here. So select that, and then I think the file share protocol they said NFS. If I'm right, let me go back there. Yes, so NFX, you can see that. Okay, and then Amazon bucket name. So bucket name, let's see. Okay, bucket name should be which one? Pay critical attention to this. Created in East 2, Ohio, in tax 1. Okay, so Ohio is it East 2? Yes. Okay, it's 2, so you are selecting that. So it's been selected. You can see it that it's been selected. Okay, so we choose customize configurations. So I'm going down and then choosing customize configurations. Okay, so I'm going down. I'm not seeing any of this. It's okay. Leave it as default. Click on next. Bucket prefix, I think this should also be leave as default. And then storage class should be standard. Yes, it's okay. IAM role is going to be changed. But before we will change that, let me confirm certain things. Class should be S3 standard. Yes. So Amazon S3 class should be screen configure settings. Share object metadata, enable request APIs. Okay, good. So let me see. Yeah, they are saying this should be selected. So it's selected. You can see it right there. Okay. But before that, we need to change the IAM role. So how do we change the IAM role? You can see that when you come here, you will not get the select existing security group that they wrote in the lab. So you can see that they said use an existing IAM role, but it's there is nothing here you can select to, you know, to be able to select that. Okay. So how do you do this? Go back to the lab itself where you started the lab. Because mine hasn't started well, I'm going to refresh it so I can get the submit button and everything. So I'm refreshing it. Okay. Allow it to load. Okay. So I'm clicking on details. Let me expand this. Click on details and go to show. I'm going to choose tell you how you can easily choose the security or the IAM role you are supposed to use. You are supposed to use this FGW IAM policy. This, okay. So look at the last word that ends it, YADZL, and then come here, go to the IAM role, go into this, then go down, go down. You can see this is it. Okay, YADZL. So you can go down to confirm if you have another one. So you can see it. This is it. Okay, but if you are to select it directly, you will not get it. So kindly take note of the last that is the last letters here. So you can see this one. I'm only using the last letters here. So when I select that, it's going to allow me to use it. So let me say yes, the last. So I'm selecting that. Okay, don't mind it. This one and it's fine. It can give you that one. And don't worry about that. So file share name is supposed to be share. Okay, it's right here. Let me go back to this. It's supposed to be share, not the bucket name that you already allocated. So the name is supposed to be share. You can see it here. It's right here. So it's a file share name is supposed to be share. Copy that and then come back there, put it there like this. Okay. And click on next. Yes, NFS, it's fine. NFS, it's fine. Will we change any other thing here? I don't think. So configure the settings, storage gateway. So I think all this has passed already. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Yes, so next, and then file access screen. I set the default in the file access settings screen. I set the default settings. Okay. So next, and then create. Okay. Yes. So I think we are nesting this. So we can review this and then click on create. So it's now updating it. It's supposed to be available. So let's give it some time. It's going to change from updating to available. Okay. So give it some few seconds. It's going to do that. And then when you go down, you can see example of commands that we can use to mount them on our various systems. Okay. So this is for the Windows machine, this is for Mac OS, this is for Linux. So I'm going to use Linux machine at this time around. I'm using Windows machine though, but I'm going to use mobile stem. So it's going to be treated like a Linux machine. Okay. So um let me try refreshing this and then let's see, it's supposed to be available and not updating. Yes, so you can see now that it's available. Okay, so it means we can go ahead and do whatever we want to do. So let me go according to the lab. Yes, we've already clicked the refresh button and then we are making sure that it's available. Yes, it is. It's available. Yes, we are seeing all this. So now we've created the file gateway, we've created the file share. We are supposed to mount it on the instance. Okay, so we mount it, we attach it to the instance where it's going to integrate it with any file that is having on the instance to be able to replicate to other storage that we have defined in this lab. Okay. Mhm. Sorry, I had to take in water. Okay, so getting here, I'm going to use mobile stem to do the rest of the work. You can go ahead and use putty if you want to, but I'm not going to use putty this time around. I'm going to use mobile stem. Mobile stem is quite simpler than putty, so this is mobile stem. If you want to, you can install it. That is it, mobile stem. So I'm double clicking mobile stem to open it. Okay, yes. Um, so I'm starting a new session. The session is going to be SSH, and yes, so I need I need the remote host. Okay, so what remote host am I looking for? I need the instance IP address. So let me go back to the instance. So let me open the instance and then I need the IP address of that. So let me copy that. Let me see. Are we doing the correct thing? Yes. Oh yes. So let me see. I'm giving it to host name like this. Remote host name. I'm giving it this. And then the port is going to be 22, of course, because it's SSH. So I'm clicking on SSH in, advanced SSH in settings, and then leaving all this as default, and then clicking here. But before I click there, let me go back to the lab. I need to download the file. That is a private file that will enable me to log into the system. So I'm clicking on show. So I'm downloading the .pem file because I'm going mobile XTM is going to treat it as a Linux. So I'm clicking on this to this thing here. Okay. So I'm clicking there to before that, let me acknowledge this. Now I'm going to use a private key and then let me click here to search for the file. So you can see that it download here. Okay. It download here, lab user. You can feel free to use any other um thing that you want to use, either putty or any other like how do you call it, git bash and the rest. So just use anyone that you feel you'll be able to use it to SSH correctly into the instance. Okay, for me this is all I need to do, and then I just have to click enter, and then yes, I'm accepting that. I'm going to type ec2 dash user. Okay, enter. Oh, no support application method available. Server sent public IP. Sorry. Um, so I refuse our key. Okay. So let me try once again. That and then okay, let me go back to the instance. Okay. Before that, let me check something. Okay. Then typically your browser put that on-prem system address. Use SSH. So um, oh, we are supposed to do for the on-prem instance rather. Okay. So yes, I'm going to instances. So the on-prem instance, this is it, and I'm copying that. I'm copying that. Coming back to mobile stem. Yes, I'm giving it again, and then I'm leaving this. I'm clicking here. I'm acknowledging that I'm using a private key, and then yes, I'm selecting that. Enter. Accept it, and then EC2 dash user. Enter. Authenticating. So yes, we are in the system. Okay. So we've been authenticated successfully. And now we are supposed to run certain commands. Okay. So if you have been able to sign into the system successfully, it's just simple, whether using Putty, Git Bash, or any other thing that you are using. So I've already prepared some files here, okay, to tell you how to go about the whole thing. So before that too, we can also follow it from here, from the Linux, because I am using the Linux machine. So I'm going to treat it as the Linux like this. Okay. So how do I do that? Is it to, so okay. So before that, so I think we need to run this couple of commands. You can see it right here. We've already logged in, so we need to start from the 58. So I'm running this. Let me run this. Let me paste this and then hit enter. You can see all the files. Okay, so these are all the files that is there. And then, sorry, what's next? I'm going back there. So we need to make a directory. So sudo, we are making a directory. That's exactly, we can use what I have prepared. Or if you want, you can copy the 59 sudo. We are just going to make a directory. So like this, and then paste it, and then hit enter. So we've made the directory. Now, what are we doing? Oh, what's wrong with me? Why do I keep clicking this? So we are supposed to mount the file system on the instance. Okay. So we are supposed to mount the file system on the instance. So how do we do that? So go back to the gateway. Okay. That's the file share, and then go and copy this. So you copy this. Okay. You copy, because I'm using the Linux, I'm copying this. I'm coming to an online notepad, and then I'm going down, pasting it, because I already have certain things pasted here. And then the math path is going to be this very one, S3, this one. Okay. So I'm copying that, and then I'm highlighting all of this. So I'm pasting that. Oh, sorry. I think I didn't paste it. So I'm highlighting, copying that, and then coming back here and pasting it. No, it's still pasted. So Control plus C, and then come back here, and then Control plus V. What's wrong with this? So Control plus C, come back here, and then Control plus paste. Okay, but before that, it's too closer to the share. You need to give space like this. Okay, so give space like this before it will work. So I'm giving space like this. Okay, don't forget how to do it. Just come and copy this mount part from here. If you are on Windows, so this is what you have to do. If you are on Mac OS, this is what you have to do. Because I'm on mobile stem, it's going to classify it as a Linux machine, so that is why I'm using this. Okay, so let me highlight everything and then copy that, and then yes, go back and then try running this. Let me mount this on the system. So I'm pasting that, and then I'm hitting enter. So yes, it be mounted. How do we confirm if it be mounted? Let's go back to this and then run this command. We are supposed to see this. Okay, so df/h. Let's go back there and then paste this, enter. Yes, you can see that it's been mounted. It's right here. Okay, that's what we are seeing. So there is more thing to do because we need to copy the files or and then replicate them. So after that, we need to run a command that will copy the file, which is the last command. It's right here also in the lab. You can see it's cp-v. It's copying everything from there and then replicating it to the bucket. So I'm going back to the mobile stem and then I'm pasting it because I'm going to copy it and enter. It's going to copy everything. It's done. You can see it. So when I go back to my buckets, don't forget my bucket had two files. When I go back to my bucket now, I'm supposed to see a lot of all these images that we run here. So these are all images, okay? These are all images. I'm supposed to see them in the S3 bucket, okay? Because we've mounted it and then we've replicated the data. Let me refresh it. You can see all of them is now available here. So let's look at the other bucket. This is the bucket one. So let's look at the bucket two. You can see two files. But when we refresh, it's supposed to reflect here as well. So you can see it's all working now. Okay. It's perfectly fine. So SSHing into the instance, decide which one to use. If you want to use mobile stem and follow what I'm doing, you can download mobile stem from the internet. It's free to use. You don't have to pay anything. It's very easy and quite simple than Putty. Putty is kind of stressful for me, changing a lot of. This has a lot of integrations more than even Putty. Even though Putty is more popular, but this one also it's quite user friendly. Okay, so if you want to use this, you're allowed to use that and then follow the lab along with what I'm doing. For now, let's go and check what again. So we are supposed to verify the data is migrated. Yes, it's migrated because we've seen it in the S3. Okay. So what's next? Let's go and then submit the lab. That is what we have to do. So let's submit the lab and then see what we will score. Already I did that. I scored 40. So let's try submitting and then let's see what we will score again. Okay, so let's give it some time. Before that, is this if this is your first time here, I'll kindly urge you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notification bell so that you might be notified in any other future videos and any content I might upload here. Kindly do well to like the video, comments, and then share with your friends who are looking for solutions like this. So those of you who were complaining that you were doing it on Windows and then you scored 30 over 40, you can use this. I'm also using a Windows machine, but you can see I've gotten another 40 over 40 again, meaning yes, it's whatever I did is correct. Okay. But the way I check the system is I didn't use the Windows terminal, so I rather use the mobile stem, which will now classify it as the Linux instance. So they are seeing it like a Linux terminal instead of a Windows. Okay, that's the only tricks in this, so that you can get your full marks. Because I think if you use the Windows mount after mounting you are going to score 30 over 40. I don't know why, but I think that's the problem that most people are complaining about. So you can follow the video along and then do the right thing, do the correct thing. Just follow along, do exactly like I did, and I promise you that you score the marks just like I have. Okay. All right. So thank you all for coming around. My name is Penty. We will see you in another video. Thank you all. Bye bye.